So my character, his name is Doug the Bullywug. You can go Doug for short.
I am a tiefling pirate, and my name is Drake. Hey, how's it going?
Hello there. Oh, hi. And he kind of tucks his little like tube of papers under his arm a little bit. He's dropping some stuff. He's fumbling. He kind of shakes your hand a little bit. He goes, "Oh, hello there. My name I'm Ekri."
All right. Grant, where do you think we should go?
Let's go to the pub.
All right.
Ask him what's your name?
He kind of looks at you for a minute, just Draken.
I think that's good enough for now. Let me know what I owe you, and then I'll pay it, and then we'll get on our way. Okay. What do you say, Doug? Do you want to go to the guild hall and just check it out and see what's going on in there?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right. So you guys are heading to the guild hall?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. So as you guys are, taking a trip over to the guild hall, you get up to the stairs that lead up to the front door, and you just kind of have like a spear kind of in front of you and stop you.
I'd look to see where it come from, where it came from. My temper's starting to rise.
So, as you kind of look over, you see a massive dragonborn standing in front of you with a spear, kind of holding it off, and he's just kind of hunkered over, just kind of like smiling at you.
Should we confront him about it, or should we? Yeah, say, what are we talking?
Height-wise.
What'd you say?
Like, how big is he, height-wise?
He's
I don't
probably,
know if I gotta look up.
he's about like 6'5".
Okay, so I gotta look up.
You do notice as he's sitting there, he is wearing clothing that you've seen other people around town wearing.
Okay. I look to him and I ask, what's the problem?
He looks at you and he goes, "You're not part of the guild. What business do you have here?"
I sarcastically say that's the point. We're trying to get in to a guild.
Interesting now. New here, I see.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. You don't just join a guild. You either make a guild or you are invited to a guild. Now, 2 people seems a little lacking to make a guild. You should go check the board over there to see if there's any openings people are looking for.
Drake, do you want to continue on to the guild hall and ignore what he said, or do you want to go check the board?
With that being said, I will turn around and walk off without saying anything to them.
Does he? You
Does he? You guys get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he respond well to this, or does he seem unhappy with this?
He kind of props his spear back up on his shoulder and just goes back to doing what he was doing.
All right, so it didn't create a problem with us just turning around and walking away.
No.
All right, so I say we should just
Actually,
for now.
let me intervene real quick. I want to turn around to him and say something.
Okay.
How do you know I'm not in a guild?
I've been guarding the guild hall for probably about 20 years now. I know you're not part of it.
I didn't know. I've just never shown my face at the guild hall.
You also don't have a guild patch on you.
What if I don't wear mine?
Then you're not part
For
of the guild.
Other reasons.
Look here. You can lie to me all you want. But you're not getting in.
Alright, Weston, I got a question for the DM.
Okay.
Alright, so when I'm using, when I am trying to lie like this and use, lying would be under charisma?
No, you're lying. If you were wanting to lie to someone, you'd want to use deception, I believe is one. Yeah, your deception, which would be a charisma stat. But if you're perceptive, or actually, if you're proficient in it, I should say, which you are not, you'd get your proficiency bonus. So if you're trying to lie to him, you can roll a deception check. That'd be a d20, and then you would get +3 for your character.
Alright. I want to lie and say I'm in the Hammer Guild.
Okay. Do a roll for me.
Alright. I gotta use Siri because I don't have any dice with me.
Do you want me to roll one for you?
Hold on.
Okay.
Roll a d20.
It's 16 this time.
16.
16
and then
plus 3.
+3. So he kind of like looks at you for a minute and gives you a funny look. And then he looks at you again with an even bigger smile and he goes, "No, you're not."
Damn, a 19 won't hit this fucker.
So he kind of looks at you for a minute, leans his shoulder at you, taps on his shoulder, and you see the Iron Hammer Guild crest on his shoulder.
Of course. So now I turn around and not say anything.
Yep. No, you're.
That's one that I had to roll a 20 for.
You did have to get a 20 or higher for that one.
Yeah, and I rolled a 19, of course.
You didn't need a nat 20, but you did need a 20 or higher. Alright, so what are you guys doing now that you've walked off from the
I turned to Doug and was like, fuck guilds.
So are we still planning on going to the guild hall after that, or we want to go check out some of the shops around?
That was the guild hall.
I thought we were outside talking to.
We can't get in.
Oh, you're right. So yeah, we're gonna go check out the.
Let's go check out the billboard and see what's going on with it.
Alright. So yeah, we'll head over to the billboard.
Alright, so you head over to the board and you see a familiar figure at the billboard, and as he's, kind of posting a paper up, he turns around and Ekri is standing there and he goes, "Oh, hello."
How's it going, Ekri?
Well, I'm just posting entries for the Archaeology Guild.
Dragon Gale?
Yes, Dragon Gale Archaeology. We specialize in going tomb raiding.
You have my interest.
And so what exactly are you looking for in your members?
Oh, well, just a love and fascination for archaeology and discovery of artifacts and tools. Right now, though, to actually get in, we're doing small tests. We're just looking for a crew to come in the most recent dungeon, or a tomb, really, not dungeon. We like to say dungeon just so we can feel part like Iron Hammer, but yes, we're looking for a couple people to bring into a tomb and see how people do to possibly bring into the guild.
Well, would you mind if we tagged along for this next adventure?
Hold on, Doug. Hold on.
All right.
I got some questions before we just start tagging along.
Yes, by all means, go ahead. Knowledge.
So, let me know more about the Dragon Gale Guild, because we spoke when we got off the wagon a little bit when we first got to Gravel Run. Just let me know, because I'm not the type to just join up something with no knowledge of it.
Well, we take on plenty of different roles. We need scholars to understand and know what we are looking for. We need fighters to keep us safe during the many different booby traps that are in the tombs.
All right. So, with that being said, what do you guys do with any, for lack of a better terms, loot that you guys find?
Oh well, there was one tomb that we went and raided. We got plenty of weapons that we were able to give to our bodyguards, but most of it we sell for money for the guild hall. Well, not the guild hall, our guild hall. One of the fun, interesting things about guilds around here is when you have your own, you get a permit to actually buy a piece of land to put in your own little keep or your own guild hall, really.
So with this, you're saying, so is there like any type of like payout for going on these exhibitions? Because there is some pretty strong risk factor involved with, say, there's something happen to be in these so-called dungeons or tombs.
Well, that is more just part of the adventure. Everyone around here, that's why people come to Gravel Run. But if you look at it at more of a job profession, well, we divvy up the loot depending on who needs what and what would go better with who. But I guess the biggest payoff is ranking. Guilds kind of throw rank around a lot like a militia or an army would. Well, it's just quite about that. The higher the rank, the more say you get in guild affairs, even in the round table of guilds. How the guild hall and how Gravel Run is kind of kept safe. You have a higher word in that.
So, for us if we were to go on these test exhibitions and us being recruits, if we were to make it, what's the base, what's in it for us?
A home, a place to live, adventure to be had, friends to make. But if you're not interested in Dragon Gale, even if you would like to come just this one time, I wouldn't mind too much. I don't think I'd have to report to any higher ups. If you'd like to come, you could take what you find. We do need a couple of stronger folk around for the new cadets as well. Right now we only have one, so just he and I going alone might be a little skeptical, but he is looking to get into a guild.
I mean, the way I look at it, I don't see a problem with just tagging along this one time and filling it out before we jump into any commitments.
Does Ekri have a response to that, or is that to me?
Oh, he's just listening to you guys talk back and forth, and just waiting for an answer, really.
Yeah. So, Ekri, where will you be, like, after this? Like, where will you be going so we can let you know an answer?
Oh, well, I'll most likely be around town. I do have to stop by Armin's adventuring gear. I could use a couple more things.
Where exactly is that at? Because we'll try to meet you there.
Well, Armin's is the shop right over there with the pickaxe and the shovel crossed.
All right. I want to look at everything that's on this board, and you'll most likely hear back from us. I just want to explore my options and see everything that's on here. We'll come find you.
Wonderful. Well, if I see you around, I will make sure to talk.
Alrighty.
Alright, so Armin kind of walks off to the, Ekri, yeah. He walks off to Armin's, my bad. I was looking at it. He walks off to Armin's and kind of goes in, does his thing.
And I look at the board and what are the other options and other postings on this board?
Well, postings are a little lacking. A lot of it is newsletters of other guilds and what they have accomplished. There is a post that is more of a like a help sheet kind of about starting a guild.
So we can't really do much with this board.
There is one other behind Ekri's paper that you do notice, though, that he kind of posted over.
Let's take a look at it.
Alright, so you pull Ekri's down, and you see an iron hammer guild sheet up there about the. So when you're looking at it, it's very similar to Ekri's paper in design and information on it, but it just says the Angel Slayer.
So, Doug, we've got two here. Actually, something's kind of fishy about this. Why would Ekri cover up an Iron Hammer's guild sheet?
That's very true. And say, since it was right over top, there's gotta be a reason he did it.
The two sheets do look very familiar, though. Like, information-wise of what the quest actually involves, they're very similar.
So, what is the information on? Okay. So, well, I mean, just fine details. I'm trying to. All right, what are the fine details on it?
So, as you pick up Dragon Gale's paper, Dragon Gale's kind of has a very fancy parchment and rundown and whatnot, and it talks about a ancient tomb that was buried off in the distance. It's a very big domed under the earth tomb that was the tomb of a giant lord, and that lord was buried with many of his treasures, and it talks a little bit about the legend that went behind him of how he was a warmongering lord who went to war with the beings of the astral plane, and his tomb, they're interested in raiding his tomb and looking for loot to see if the legends are true. And you look over at Iron Hammers, and Iron Hammers, oddly enough, describes the same type of tomb and mentions of how the Angel King resides in there in spirit, and has been planning a revival to come back and take over the world.
Okay, so now I'm worried about that. If we go with Ekri and go on his little adventure, that we're gonna end up running into the other guild, and they're probably not gonna be too happy about that.
Yeah. Let's go into Armin's and try to find Ekri.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
So, you guys walk into Armin's, and Ekri is standing there, and he's, kind of shaking Armin's hand and whatnot, and they're very friendly towards each other, and you can tell that they obviously deal a lot of business with each other.
Yeah.
Ekri turns around, he sees you, and he goes, "Oh, have you made a decision?"
Oh, what I say to Ekri, do you have a minute? Can I talk to you outside?
Oh, yes, of course.
So we go outside.
He's just kind of standing there like.
I look at him and kind of motion him outside.
Okay, so so you guys walk outside, and he kind of what would you like to know?
Are there people around us, DM?
I mean, you have just random people talking with each other. No one paying much mind to you, though.
All right, let's go somewhere private.
Well, yes. I believe I know a place. So, he kind of walks you out near the opening of the city, and then off in the woods, just barely outside of the city like fence, the gate, or the town gate, I should say. It's not big enough to be a city. You see a small keep, like a very small castle. And when you guys walk up there, you know, Ekri kind of pulls out a key, unlocks the door, and then invites you in.
Okay, so we go inside.
So, you guys are inside, and from your passive, you know, perception of looking around, on the far wall, you see what looks like a shovel. But as the shovel's like handle goes up, it kind of spins into a dragon with a head on the top of it, like a giant crest, as the banner just pummels down the wall. And there's people in there, and you know, there's people working. There's some people dusting off like fossils of bones. There's people kind of sorting through loot, and everyone kind of looks over at Ekri and just kind of like stops working for a minute and like greets him as they go back to work.
Can I ask Ekri, I say, Ekri, I thought we were going somewhere private.
Oh, we will. Follow me. So, Ekri kind of like walks to the end and goes up, he takes you up a spiral staircase and opens up one more door into an office that is quiet. And he offers you a seat as he shuts the door behind you.
I ask him, before I start talking to you, what is this place?
Well, this is my office, of course.
So we are in the keep of Dragongale Architect.
You are in Dragongale's keep, and I am its Grand Master.
Alright, so I'll just cut to the chase and start asking you questions.
Why, yes. That is one of the main points of our guild.
So as I was looking at your flyer you posted and reading it,
Yes.
I noticed that you posted over another flyer who just so happened to be Ironhammer.
Oh, yes. Ironhammer.
Why is that?
Well, I guess it's no secret to anyone in the town. I don't know why you can't know. Ironhammer has been thwarting us for a while now by getting signings of their adventures to places and tombs that we wish to go to. There's a bug somewhere here. There's a mole. They keep getting our information of our tombs, and they just go and they plunder it and kill everything they find in there. Just take all the loot. Nothing for the Archaeology Guild.
So is that why you're
bothers me.
hunting strong people with you?
No, we do need strong people. There is dangers of tomb raiding, but if we get more people signed up for the Archaeology Guild first, then Ironhammer can't go. They will not get the grand signing.
Alright.
We are not all savages here. So, I am the Grand Master of Dragongale. What happens is, whenever a guild gets enough signing of new people to go on a guild, or previously people, employed people I should say, to go off on a quest or an adventure, whoever gets enough people to make a team first gets a signing from the Grand Table, which we call the Grand Signing. And that is the Grand Master of every guild who signs off and accepts that the guild is going on the quest. Iron Hammer. Huh? Iron Hammer has been signing off before us and taking all of the expeditions away.
So you're trying to compete with Iron Hammer, so you're covering up their posting so people won't have a chance to sign up for them.
Yes.
That sounds kind of that doesn't seem like the right thing to do.
Well, considering they have a spy among my guild, it is the least I could do.
Do you have any idea of who the spy could be?
Not yet.
For the sake of your guild and the ones in the guild who are true to you, I would advise not going to this too.
Why?
Do you have strong enough people in this guild to take on the Iron Hammer? Say if you guys were to just so happen to be there at the same time.
Well, Iron Hammer would have no clearance if we get signings enough to let us go. Once we get the grand signing, all other guilds are not allowed in the premises. And
I mean,
if another guild does decide to interfere with our scientific exploration, I should say, they are actually put on probation from the Grand Council, unable to do any jobs for the guild.
I mean, it kind of sounds like there's a bit of corruption going on in this guild, in the guilds and gravelrun. So I don't. What's stopping Iron Hammer from just going and
Doing it
out?
anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
It's mostly just Iron Hammer who's been the problem. They won't even let people into the guild hall. So, with their strategy there, by no new people entering the guild hall, no new people can join any of the guilds or get any information to, go on any of the quests. So they really get first pick at everything. But they are not the biggest guild. There is also the Triple H guild.
So you're telling me that just any person can go into the guild hall and it's just Iron Hammer that's not allowing people in there?
Yes, they've been bullying people away.
All right. So my next question is, who can stop them?
Well, it's forbidden to come into combat inside the city. We actually have magical golems posted under the ground at the entrances. Once any danger is seen, the golems arise and eradicate any of the unruly people. But the only real way that we've really strategized of fixing our Iron Hammer problem is because not all Iron Hammer is bad, just the higher-ups. The others, they just kind of have to do what they're told. But really, we just can only hope to have the Grand Council see the problem and get rid of Iron Hammer.
So what steps are you taking to have this come about where they are caught in what they're doing? And
Well, that is what the postings are for. The angrier they get that we are posting over their quest papers, the more likely they are to show up.
I mean, is it really such a great idea to be instigating a fight with the, no offense, but the bigger and much stronger guild than yours?
I'll let you know right now, because you are new. Do not shorthand Dragon Guild.
Alright. So DM, I'm trying to end this conversation pretty quick. Because I want to move on. I got some other stuff on my mind.
Fair enough.
So, all right. So now this is it, talking to Ekri.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate your information that you've given us. I'm still kind of iffy on the whole guild idea because, you know, I'm not sure if I want to join something that's so tore apart.
Well, I'm not too worried about having you join, but I very much would appreciate it if you could help us fix what used to be so wonderful in gravelrun.
Where are you gonna be here within the next couple of hours?
Well, if no one else signs up for the quest, I guess I'll take the one newbie, and we'll run through it, him and I will go myself.
Is that really the safest? I mean, would that wouldn't be very safe. I feel like y'all would both come back dead. Or I guess you wouldn't come back dead. You wouldn't come back at all.
I believe we'll be fine.
So where will you? How soon are you leaving out on this quest?
Oh, well, I guess we'd be leaving in about 2.5 hours or so. I'm letting the newbie find some gear.
Alrighty. So with that being said, if we are not able to find you within this 2.5 hours and let you know our decision if we want to come with you, where can we meet you to or if we come to the spot that you tell us, we will go with you.
So he gets this really big grin on his face and just yes. So he opens up his little sliding drawer, grabs a piece of paper and hands it to you.
Before I look at it, I put it away in like a pocket.
Okay. So he kind of looks at you both over and he goes, well, I very much hope you make the gracious decision. Well, if you don't mind, I have a few things to attend to. Kind of gets up and walks to the door and opens it.
Alrighty, so
I guess we
say
let ourselves out.
We leave politely.
Well, I mean, he like opens the door for you, and it's just kind of like
Okay, so he kicks us out politely.
pretty much.
All right, so
we leave politely with gratitude and shit like that.
so I guess we're outside now, correct?
Yes.
I guess I'd like to kind of have a conversation with Drake and kind of see what he's thinking about this whole thing.
Yeah, just you guys talk to each other right now.
I mean, what are you thinking about this whole thing? I mean, do you think it's a good idea to go with them and just kind of fill things out, or you?
Well, now we're on a timeline or like a time schedule. I want to go talk to Ironhammer.
All right.
I want to go talk to some people at Ironhammer and see what's going on. Weston, is there any way I can roll to try to find Draken?
You're talking about
The guy we
the
met.
guy from the bar?
The guy in the bar. Yeah.
I mean, there's no real role you can do for that. You can backtrack and do some investigations, but...
Alright, screw that. Let's take the easy way out. Let's go back to the gates, or the so-called gate of the guild hall.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna go back up where the dragon
Where-
stopped you?
Yep.
Yes, the Iron Hammer guy.